casting again Magic Duels. This time I have a good opportunity to announce that I'm using a page that I'm sorry I didn't found before, Magic Duels Helper. The link you can find it in the description of the video, and in that site you can actually build your decks and try to feed them, and it has a nice search engine, much more powerful than the one in the game, because you can type keywords such as, for instance, landfall, and it is going to display all the landfall cards that are available in the Magic Duels. Therefore, you don't have to worry if the card is not implemented here, and that's all. So, going to our deck, this is revolving about using Omnath, Locus of Rage, one of the worst cards available in the game because it is too expensive. For 7 mana you get a 5/5 creature that is not only costing 7 mana but also it's double red and double green in there. Therefore you have to commit pretty much to those colors to get this one, or other alternative is to try to use black summoning spells to discard this to the graveyard and give it to the battlefield. But the power of this guy comes from the landfall ability. Whenever a land enters the battlefield, put a 5/5 red and green elemental creature token, and whenever this one dies or another elemental you control dies, Omnath is going to deal 3 damage to target. So that second ability is pretty powerful if you have lots of elementals there, but this card is not seeing much play despite having been around since from the beginning of the game, and that's because I think that if we were allowed to have 4 copies of this, or even 2 of this in the same deck, I think it's going to be much more viable. If you want to do both stuff with this card, is probably going to require a focused deck to do that, and that deck is going to be depending on relying on the power of a single card, and that is not the best deck. But here it is. This is one possible way to go with it. So we are going to be running lots of land fetching and ramping, and together with Zendikar's Roil, an enchantment that produces elementals whenever a land enters the battlefield, and a bunch of other elemental that can help us. Also Mina and Denn Wildborn that lets us play additional lands. Eldritch Evolution to help us find Omnath, that is going to be hard to find within our 60 deck, card deck. Well, Nissa also helping with the draws, and his -2 puts an elemental, happens to be interesting. And well, Akoum Stonewaker, just a nice landfall because we can pay 3 to get wow, what do you know, another elemental. Actually there are plenty of elementals available, much more that I'm showing here. Sadly the only real synergy between the elementals happens to be the one with Omnath. Otherwise I think we would be seeing plenty of elementals running around. Also notice too that whenever a green effect mostly or some other effects transforms your lands into creatures, they happen to be elemental creatures. So if we could have some elemental interactions aside from the Omnath, it would be quite interesting. So here lots of lands that wasted just for the ramping via the fork, the ring in their wake. Since this deck is going to be ramping so hard, I think I was tempted to go above 60 cards and include much more lands fetching, and keep the creature count at bay. Let's see how this works, and of course I expect the rank to lower quite a bit and take a hit, but let's see if we can get some fun meanwhile and try to get at least one Omnath attack via the elementals. So let's see. a single land, 1, 2 fetchings, and double Evolutionary Leap. The Evolutionary Leap is so awesome in this deck. Alright, I'm going to keep this. Hyper greedy, but we have Rune in their wake, and so we have to get to 1 land and we are set. So let's hope that happens soon. So come on land, come on land. Well, there are 25 lands remaining in the deck. Well, not yet. Come on, 25 lands are there. Come on. We have almost 50% of chance to draw an additional land. Come on land, please. Please be land, please be... Oh, well, we have the Omnath, that's good. But next turn we are... Oh. Right, goodbye Evolutionary Leap. The only reason I'm dropping this is because we already have 1 in hand. And... Come on, 1 land. Flip a coin, give me a land. And we are going to be so happy that... Oh no! What to discard now? So, natural connection. So, lucky for us, the opponent is doing nothing so far. He has a mana acceleration of his own, blue, green and white. Probably Tamillo's deck. So, no! Alright. This is a dire situation here. So, goodbye Nissa. We want to get the Omnath out, so I'm confident into getting more power out of the Zendikar's Roil than from Nissa, and we have double Pulse of Murasa somewhere, and also Greenwarden of Murasa. Our opponent again ramping, and we with a single land. That's just so stupid. Alright, let's go ahead with the wastes. So Renewal is going to bring an untapped land into the battlefield. Or if we draw an untapped land, we can Nissa's Pilgrimage. So Tireless Tracker is going to kill us. Also, the opponent can throw the Lumbering Falls at us. So here, this gets us to 5 mana next turn. Then we can drop both of them. Yeah, I think this is the right choice. But is meeting a counterspell. Wow. Yeah, and no surprise there. But we still have the Rune in their wake. Follow up Evolutionary Leap. And, well, kiss goodbye to our options. Now, this is the effect of the grid. Yeah, so beautiful cards that we are just stuck at looking at them. And we can not even play the Jaddi Offshoot. So let's concede. Yeah, let's go ahead. The grid. Yes, but I think it was justified because the chance of drawing another land was actually high, and with just another land, it would have been we could have been able to get our hand running. Yeah, I do not regret the play. Of course, we lost, but I think it was greedy but acceptable risk to keep that one hand. Let's see if this time we get a better start. No, it's not a better start. Yeah, again, similar scenario, but we have Omnath in the opening hand. Come on, this time it's going to work. Come on. I know that this is going to work. Because Card number 53 is going to be a land. Yes, it's going to be a land. You know it. Come on. The mystery of the land. And it's a land. Yay! So we have our ramping online from next turn. Let's hope the opponent is not going to kill us in 2 or 3 turns. It's possible because he's running vampires. Vampires are really aggressive, and it's going to be hard for us to stop them. What should I do here? So once I have Zendikar roll out, we can make the tokens to stop some of the vampires, but not all of them. Yeah. So next turn, run in the wake for sure. So we get to 3. Then right, let's go run in their wake. We bring up the wastes. So we can Akoum for 2 and Ruin for Fiery Temper to the face, and this becomes a 3/2 flyer. So now we take 4, we go to 12 points, and we're not going to be able to stop the Air of the Night. Not the best scenario here. But we have a Pulse of Murasa to recover somehow. So let's ramp. Let's do an actual ramping with Rune in their wake. Make sure we get double red for a possible maybe Omnath. So at some point next turn, if we are alive, we can think about dropping Zendikar's Roil. This aggressive fire temper to the face, I think is not the best play, because that tells us that the opponent has no other madness cards there, or he cannot afford to play another madness one. Now he has 4 mana open. Another neonate. Neonates have menace. Jaddi Offshoot. I like it. So here, the Stonewaker, the Jaddi Offshoot, and the Mountain. Okay, we are at 9. We because I dropped the Jaddi Offshoot, I cannot pay the cost, but I think I prefer to have one blocker. So the question here is, do we want to stop one of the 1/1 and trade it for the Stonewaker? Probably we do. The opponent can attack us for 5, 3 for sure in the air. Maybe he wants to prevent some. We can gain 6, but there is nothing from the graveyard currently that we want to recover, so maybe letting the Akoum Stonewaker go is not that bad. If we get some land, I think dropping Zendikar's Roil is fine. So the opponent taking his time to think his move. So a couple more lands and we get to Omnath. Let's hope the opponent cannot kill this guy. 5 damage. Well, not too likely, but he might have the axe, lightning axe, to kill us. So here we are going to try to trade with one of the guys and see what happens. Maybe he wants to remove the Jaddi Offshoot. No, he trades. He could have this sacrifice it to draw and discard something, but apparently he has not interest in doing so. So Explosive Vegetation, I'm afraid it's going to have to wait. Rinse, rise, and repeat. I think I'm saying that wrongly, but anyway. Let's see. This is 4. We have 5 on board. We can gain some life out of the Jaddi Offshoot. Yeah, we are not going to be able to pay the cost of the Akoum anyways, so let's just prevent the damage. And also we cut down the opportunity of the opponent doing the discard and sacrifice that might be problematic. He had all of them. The insolent number 4. So here, let's go. 1 Zendikar Roil, 1 forest, so we go to 8, and we receive 1/2/2. Now the opponent cannot freely attack with the insolence. Yeah, we might, if we are lucky and the opponent cannot kill us pumping up this guy, we might do it, but if he has the Stentia Masquerade, it's pretty much over. What? Yeah. Haste. Incorrigible Jouts for 3 with haste. And he drew something. The draw is the thing that bothers me the most. Now 2. Let us think this can block this one next turn. And here we will be at 1 point of life if the opponent can somehow give them more power. We lost. Probably he should sacrifice this one at this moment. If he has another Fiery Temper, it's already over. It was a land, I think. Yes, swamp. So we are still in. Now, let's see if we can somehow survive. That's not going to do it. Yeah, the flyer is going to finish us. So close. Yeah, but the vampires are too aggressive, despite the opponent having a absurdly bad hand. Still, the deck was too ambitious here. Maybe if we happen to draw another one of the Jaddi Offshoot, it would have been much better. But here we are looking at silly tokens. Look at this. Alright, but we are going to lose. Let's let the opponent finish, deal the final deal here. Yeah, he had the exquisite Firecraft. So even if we somehow removed the creatures, he still got us good. Now let's keep going. It's going to happen. It's bound to happen sometime. Let's try again, and let's hope that this time I do get a nicer starting hand. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to mulligan for a good hand this time, and even if we go to 5 or 4, it's not actually that bad, because our ramping can lets us get the thing going. Yeah, come on, good hand. Good hand, yes. Jaddi Offshoot, Renewal Wake, and Pulse of Murasa, and Greenwarden of Murasa. Yeah, we are missing a little bit of ramping spells, but the Jaddi Offshoot is going to keep the opponent busy, and he cannot attack us for quite some time. There we go. So let's see. Let's see what the opponent plays, because next turn we can go with the Stonewaker or I mean the Golden Wilds to set up the Stonewaker for later, or actually ramping with Ruin in the Wake. Well, I'm not going to be ramping unless I go for a waste. Let's just do that. Let's continue. And alright, black and white. I think the opponent is going to be enchanting using auras over this one. With these colors, if he had green, I will be very scary of a pump up spell. Now another flyer is going to be hard to overcome. The Freeblade cannot do much here, so we are going to fetch the wastes. Alright, Eldritch Evolution, not quite yet required, and let's go Rune in their wake. Bring up a mountain. And the forest. So now we are at 24 life. Not bad, but next turn there's not much that we want to play just out of the blue. So let's hope we draw something to keep ramping us. Greenwarden of Murasa to bring back in one of these is not the best. Maybe we can bring the Evolving Wilds. We gain 8 life if we do so. But perhaps that means that we do not play the Stonewaker and we lost the Pulse of Murasa. And the Touch can freely attack over the Jaddi Offshoot, but now we have one force. So let us think. Let us think what to do here. So with this we get to 5, then we can Pulse and Akoum. I wonder. No, we cannot. Yeah. Alright. That's it. We're going to Pulse the Evolving Wild. I'm not a fan of such a play, but Greenwarden of Murasa recovers the Pulse of Murasa, and that duo can keep going and going and going. So let's go. Now we are at 30 life points. The opponent can attack us for 3 pretty much. This one is not a thing that we want to block. And now 2 flyers plus this one is going to be draining us whenever this taps. So we have to make this faster, so we can find ourselves another mountain, and then we can try to get Omnath out of the Eldritch Evolution over the Greenwarden of Murasa. That could be quite something. We want to block here. Probably we don't. Yeah. So as long as we do not meet a planar outburst of the sorts, we might be pulling out the combo here. Natural connection. Yeah, I like the natural connection. Now we go ahead with this one. And do we want to pay? Not yet, my dear, because we have something up our sleeves. Sending 3 damage to the opponent is not going to do much for us. But let me count properly. So this is 3. So no, yeah, we want to pay, yes. Because my combat trick is a bit expensive to do by now, so here I'm going to attack for 3 and just pass the turn. Yeah. Nothing too impressive there. So we are still on a hefty total life amount. Greenwarden of Murasa might meet the declaration in stone. That will be really bad. Maybe we want the Nissa's renewal first. So this is 9 mana. Natural connections is going to bring us to 9, no, to 7. So if we have this on play and do the evolution, yeah. If we have 9 mana, that would be so sweet. Now 5 from here and 1 extra from Cliffhaven Vampire. Skip the blocking still. Now he has tapped his Cliffhaven Vampire. So what could be nice for us? Explosive Vegetation. That gives us 2 more from 6 to 8. The center tapped. Yeah. Alright, let's try to do this play and recover Pulse of Murasa, and let's hope the opponent is not exiling the Greenwarden. He cannot use Ailey for do that. He's activating the Shambling Vent for some reason. We skip the attack. And, we weren't going to attack anyways, but who knows. So 3, we have 1, 2, 3. So if we get 1 land, yeah, what is this? This deals 3 damage, gains 3 life for the opponent. Now the opponent is leaving his blockers for the Greenwarden of Murasa, so we kind of know that he cannot remove this creature, such a large creature. So if we get a land, this is going to be awesome. Yes. Oh yes. Oh please yes. Do not pay. So we lost the Jaddi Offshoot. That's not good, but no, we do not want to exile our dear Greenwarden of Murasa. Please stay a little longer in the graveyard, and Omnath comes to the battlefield, and the Explosive Vegetation. Yeah, for your colors, you're not going to be able to do all that unless you have a reprisal, my dear friend. Do you have a reprisal? Whoa! It is working. If we draw the Evolutionary Leap, this is going to be so spectacular. This is going to be awesome. So, worst case scenario, the opponent has Tragic Arrogance or Planar Outburst. He's going to Suppression Bonds. Omnath most likely, but doesn't matter actually. We are not going to ever attack with Omnath. Yep, you are not going to get out of this, my dear opponent. The only thing he can try to do is to get to 30 life and try to exile Omnath, but it's not going to happen anytime soon. Yes, my plan is working. Look at this. Oh my dear. So let's begin by... Actually, we can even send... Yeah, I missed the chance of activating the Stonewaker a little bit, but anyways, I wanted to cast these two this turn, if possible, and then we can recover the Greenwarden out of the graveyard. Ah, it is working! It works! So forest, mountain, not forest, just in case. So here we are going to be receiving a little bit of elementals tokens. Yeah, I want another one. Yes, thank you very much. Ah, look at it is working remarkably well, and even now if the opponent has a board clear, we are going to be dealing 3 damage to every creature, and even if the opponent has a languish, it's not going to kill them. Yeah. Now he gains 4 life. This gives him 1. We lost some bit of life, but Ailey is far from being able to do his stuff. Another one of these, letting us doing the Akoum Stonewaker. So we put a forest out there. Okay, yes, we can pretty much afford anything at this point. So attack with everything but the Akoum Stonewaker. Yeah, this is 30 damage plus 3 with trample. The trample actually is not going to matter, but if the opponent blocks and kills this guy, we have 3 floating damage from the Omnath. (20) 23 damage, 18 damage. Alright, 13 damage, and we kill every creature. Yeah. That's how powerful. This is insanely powerful. And well, Do I drop Mina? The things we need Mina here. So, planar outburst or Jaddi, my dear opponent. Thank you for letting me do the Omnath. Yeah, alright, continue playing. Yeah, just to see what comes next. We are almost near the half of our library. Yeah, now it's pretty much pointless, but yeah, no. Go Mr. Nissa's Renewal. Madame Nissa is going to bring back another round of elementals. Now we are out of lands, or out of basic lands in the deck, almost. There is only one forest, so many of our ramping cards are pretty much dead now, but this is kind of exotic. And how did we lose the enchantment? What happened there? Is that a visual bug? So the Omnath lost his enchantment somehow, and it disappeared. It's not in the graveyard. I don't know what happened there. Alright. Decent game. Maybe having a good opening hand helped. And let's just try once more to see if we get the roiling. Let's see what happens if we don't get the Omnath out. So Eldritch Evolution definitely helping in the deck, but to play one of the ramp spells, we have the cheapest in their wake for 2. So if we have, we need at least a 5 mana creature to be able to use evolutionary Eldritch Evolution. That's 3 mana, and we get Omnath in the battlefield. Then the cheapest ramp spell is for 2. So, or we can have an Evolving Wilds lying around, but I don't know if that's too likely to happen. So, and we have 2, 3, 4, and 6 mana costed ramping spells to help that combo happening. So here our opponent turns to be an robot. Omnath on the starting hand, 3 stair of ramp spells. Yep, this is a keeper, and I'm going to right away get the waste. So not actually ramping unless we start drawing, naturally drawing the lands, but still a good choice here. Now in their wake, let's get a mountain because Nissa's Pilgrimage gives us 2 forests. We can maybe play Mina. Mina is good if we have many lands in hand, and also she lets us replay our lands. That is a big factor in this scenario. So here we can Explosive Vegetation, getting 2 mountains, of course. There we go. We are already having 6 mana available. We can Nissa's Pilgrimage, so we are sure to get 6 on our next turn, and I mean 7. And well, even drop Mina, and then well, tough choice. We can actually drop Omnath just now. We can play Mina and Forest and Nissa's and the other forest. Yeah, but we can also wait, because waiting means more tokens. But alright, we have a network connection too, so let's go with like this. And we could drop this forest, but it's not going to be significant. It is better to keep that one in hand until we get Omnath. We only have 8 mana in the board and one 4/4 ready to attack next turn, but the likelihood of this dying during the attack is quite big, so I'm not going to take the risk. We don't need to deal 4 damage here, and the Stonewaker is going to be fine. So Omnath, go. And well, as long as the opponent is not exiling this guy, well, reprisal. That was no, what? Reprisaling the mine? What? What was that? So you have quite some programming there, robot. What are you doing, opponent? I think this. He doesn't want to win. He's being a nice robot. He wants me to. He wants to let me do my things and whatnot. No! I don't love you. I hate you, robot. So we lost Omnath. The only hope to get it back is if the opponent has some Eldrazi that puts the exiled cards in the graveyard, but what are the odds of that happening? Really, it's not going to be occurring anytime soon. So here we are going to have to win this game without Omnath. We can do some fancy stuff starting next turn when we have more mana available. Let's think. This is 2, so 4 plus 3 are 10. We have 4, 9. So this is about time we get one land here and red, because we want to be activating the Akoum. So still not out of the game against the AI. I hate this card, really. 2 mana, exile anything. I mean, this is 7 mana, and the opponent had to pay just 2 to get rid of it. Now, having... Oh, this is... yeah. Let's get a little bit of life going on, just in case. We are going to be able... What? Blessed Lions? Why do not wait until I'm attacking? I don't know. Yeah, this is a bit silly. Mountain, mountain, bring to life. Pay, yes, I want to pay. And leave green up, just in case we want to use the Evolutionary Leap. Proceed to attack. I don't know if the computer wants to block both attackers. Let's see. He let it through. What? Why? Why did you spend the Blessed Alliance? Ah. Alright, another Akoum Stonewaker. That means that every land from now on makes double tokens. We can use double Evolutionary Leap. Of course, the idea is to have Omnath there, so every time we do that, Omnath is going to be dealing 3 damage. I hate you even more. Yeah. Another one. He's not blocking, he's only attacking with one of those. Yeah. Pretty smart. Talia. So Talia is going to be a pain because all our tokens are going to start with a little bit of tappedness, but well, I don't mind. So Ruin in the Wake. Yeah, the mountain and to the hand because we can drop it untapped. Gain 1, pay 2, and this is just for using the Evolutionary Leap. Pay 2. No, do not. Yeah. Alright, that's fine. Fine, and we attack. Oh, hello. Oh, game some. So, I don't know if you are still there, guys. Let me see what's happening. Uh-oh. Yeah. Alright. Apparently the game has crashed. Alright, I'm sorry, guys. But let's imagine that I won that last game. Alright, and I'll be seeing you soon with another new deck. I hope you have enjoyed. Alright, that shows you that last game is going to a good example of why Omnath is such a bad card, because any kind of exiling effect is going to shut your deck. Yeah, that's pretty bad. So, I'll be seeing you soon. Don't forget to leave your comments if you have some suggestions or opinions, and sayonara.